Have you ever said to yourself, I just wish that I could finally meet a man who's man enough to handle a woman like me? If you have, I have good news and bad news. The good news is that you're not alone. Because girl, I have said that so many times before getting what I want. And the bad news is that's exactly why you don't have what you want. So in this video, which is a part 2 to last week's video, I believe last week I spoke about choosing men, right? Because I had gotten an email from a woman in my community saying that, her biggest challenge is recognizing the good guys from the bad guys, and how, her most recent relationship was such an eye-opener for her because this man was such a pretender and a waste of her time because he wanted to be nurtured, and she already had 3 children, 3 teenagers to take care of, and how this relationship really creates more caution in how she's going to move forward and who she gives her heart to. And then she said, I'm a woman and I value myself, I respect myself, and what'd she say? She said that I'm a woman who knows what I want, and it's hard, but it's so hard to find a man who's man enough to handle a woman like me. And then she says that, but I know that God has someone waiting for me in his timing. Well, the truth is that God probably showed you several men and you didn't know what to do with them. Ouch. Listen, you can get what you want, right? You can get what you want. And so what's blocking this woman from having what she wants is this sort of competition and challenge and obligation and expectation type energy, this executive energy, which is really results oriented. So I want a man who can do these things. Instead, and if you find that this is your story too, something that you can really identify with, you want to come from this more alluring, right, energy. You want to be able to create invitation and inspiration instead of that obligation, instead of the challenge. And those are the type of things that really goes into control, so that when you meet a man and it's all great and fine and dandy, and then you find yourself and you find that this man wants to be nurtured and you feel like you're putting out so much effort and he's not really stepping up to the plate, he's henpecked or he's more passive. It's because of the way that your being is creating that. Okay, so there you can get what you want. I want you to know that what you want is totally possible. And you can learn the skills, because that's what it is. It's a skill set and how you're showing up. In order for you to get what you want, to get this masculine man and to be in a relationship with someone that you feel like who can handle you. And when I hear that, what I hear is you want someone that, you feel feminine around, someone who steps up to the plate, who's a provider, someone that you respect enough to yield to. Okay? You can have that when you show up in a way that is both powerful and feminine. And when you learn what it takes, there are certain skills that allow you, when you're using this sort of feminine communication, that allows you to speak to a man in a way that reaches him rather than repels him, so that he can actually hear you and be in choice to give you what you need. You can learn that. That's a skill. And those are skills that I teach. So if you are a woman and you're like, you want a man, if you've ever said or thought of it, you just wish this man would step up to the plate or man up, or you just wish that, I could meet someone who's man enough to handle a woman like me. Well, you want to ask yourself, first of all, the primary question is, who must I become in order to attract this man? Because once you get him, if you attract this man, number one, you might not recognize him, but if you do recognize him and you're still in this way of being with that sort of mindset, this is going to happen. You're going to butt heads. You're going to butt heads and go into competition, and he can either ghost, or you can continue doing like this and not have any sort of passionate, peaceful relationship. Or he can become really passive and henpecked and just be like this quiet man that you run all over just to keep the peace. So if this is really resonating with you and you're like, Monique, girl, you're really speaking to me, this is what I want you to do. I want to offer you a complimentary video training series, and I go over 10 areas of consideration for you in those areas of how you need to shift in your way of being in 10 specific areas. I think it might be 9, but I believe it's 10 specific areas, so that you can become the woman who gets everything that she wants, so that you can communicate and interact with men in a way that reaches him rather than repels him. And once you identify and review these 10 areas, what's going to happen is that you begin to feel more ease and confidence with yourself. It allows you to attract and communicate with the right men and also use those same skills to improve your overall life. Okay, so you can get that right here, or you can click on the link below in the description box. And I hope this video served you, and I will see you in the next one. My name is Monique Head. Take care.